Hey everybody, how's it going? So I wanted to give you all some updates on the Getty homestead here, and as I'm sure some of you have gathered, I share the good and the bad. Even when it's ugly, I gotta share it all because at the end of the day, I'm learning, and if I have an opportunity to teach you guys something so that way you don't make the same mistakes I did, then I want to jump on that, okay? So currently, I am getting my large incubator ready for the second round. I just cleaned it out. Okay. Um, there was 8 eggs in there that did not hatch. There was two that I'm not sure what happened, and I didn't open them up because they already kind of stunk. But two baby chicks had made their zip line almost all the way around the egg, but then they passed away before they could get out. The third baby chick I helped today. I had 6 out of my big incubator pass away from my own error. Uh, So I had to put in a container of water into my styrofoam incubator because I was really struggling to control the humidity. And we were on like day 22 and there was no signs of pipping, but when I candled them, they were alive. So I was, getting concerned, especially considering in my small incubator, so far my chicks have started hatching at day 18. So I really found it odd that they weren't hatching in my big one yet. So I added a container of water, which made the humidity finally go above the 45% and brought it up to 65. And within 12 hours of that, I had baby chicks start pipping in the incubator. So that was a great sign. I'd made the right move, right? Wrong. I made the right move, but I should have put a lid on it and put holes in the lid because the dumb little buggers decided to crawl into that container of water when they hatched while I was asleep and they drowned themselves. So if you ever have to add a container of water and it's big enough for a chick to get into your incubator, always put a lid on it that has holes in it. So that way it can still add to the humidity, but the chicks can't get in there and drown themselves. So then everything was going great. After those 6, the humidity was up in the 90 percentile. And so I ended up having to take all of the other chicks out that had hatched, even though there was some pipped already, because the humidity was up so high in the incubator that these chicks weren't able to get dry. So with that being said, I took them out of the incubator and I set up this shoebox inside of the brooder, and then I put like a cardboard barrier around that because I have other chicks in there that are already doing fine that are between 3 and 5 days old. Um, so I put them in a shoebox with a barrier around them so the other chicks couldn't get to them while they're trying, to get their bearings together. And I had to put them right there in order for them to fluff up. They sat in that box for about 20 minutes and they were good to go. And so currently, I believe my number in my brooder is 18, maybe 19 now, because I just helped the last baby chick hatch a little while ago. It was one of the three. Two of them had passed, as I stated earlier, but it was a third egg that had made its zip line all the way around, but it could not finish hatching. This may have been due to the fact that I had to open the incubator and pull these chicks out. It's potential that, they were like saran wrapped in there. But at the same time, when I helped this other chick hatch, it wasn't saran wrapped at all. Everything was loose. But it had also been in its shell for quite a few days longer than they were supposed to. I mean, technically, this incubator today, if there was still viable eggs in there, would be on day like 27. So, yeah, that's a little wild. Um, so that was my first experience using the styrofoam incubator. Overall, I still feel like I had a good hatch rate, even though there was some complications and there was some issues. I would have 25 in the brooder right now if it wasn't for the 6 that had drowned. There's two chicks in the brooder right now that I'm not sure if they're going to make it or not. One I had to assist to hatch. No, my apologies. This one hatched just fine. However, I had to pull it out of the incubator, and put it in the shoebox. And, um, there was another one that hatched with the little black one in the shoebox now. That one passed away this morning, within 30 minutes of it hatching out. Um, And I'm not exactly sure what made that one pass. However, I have a feeling that it's because of this large, like red bulge that was kind of by where its belly button is, where the umbilical cord attaches. So I've got a pretty good feeling that had a lot to do with it. And there was another chick that was born like that passed pretty quickly as well. So I definitely had some stragglers pass right off the bat. And I really think some of it is because of the struggle with the humidity issues, the fact that they were in their eggs too long, the whole 9 yards. But we're going to try this again. I'm going to see how many eggs I can fit in here. And now that I know some of this stuff when it comes to the humidity and learning some control, I'm hoping that I can have a better hatch rate in my styrofoam incubator on the next go round. If you guys have any questions, just leave a comment below, or if you guys have any tips of advice on what I could do with this large styrofoam incubator to have better results in the next round, leave it in the comments below or send me a quick message. But thanks for listening, guys, and until next time, I'll see you later.
I got a comment.